Hi, I'm Simon Bolton, and this is my next video in my series of scratch building model railway locomotives, which you can also find detailed in my book by Crowwood Press, Scratch Building Model Railway Locomotives. And this video is how to mark metal out using dimensions that you've got previously. So over to the workbench. So this build is about this locomotive, very nice little 044 tank that the Great Western acquired from the MSWJR and Swindonised it, whereby they rebuilt it in their own image. And I think it's a lovely looking loco. And in this book, Great Western Absorbed Engines by J.H. Russell, we have a nice 4mm scale diagram from which we took the dimensions and translated them into 7mm. One thing I didn't say is that you must check with these diagrams that they're actually right. And one way you can do that is by adding all the little feet and inches up and doing a little bit of trickery with the calculator, which I showed last time, and then just check on your diagram that things are actually right. What I used here was the wheelbase, which is 7'6". In 4mm scale, that's actually 30mm. And the diagram's pretty near. It's slightly out, which has caused slight inaccuracy on my sketch, but we'll go with it as it's only very slightly out. So there we are, that's what we're going to do. And here's our sketch. It shows us that we need 191mm across and 17.5mm down. I'm going to use this nice great big chunk of nickel silver, which is 20 thou on 0.020 inches thick. You can check with these fabulous things, your calipers, whatever they're called, electric calipers. Just if you're not sure, just have a quick check. That's 20 thou. And I use nickel silver because it's a nice sort of hard, it's called medium soft I think, but it's harder than brass and it gives a really good frame to your locomotive. 20 thou is not too thick, not too thin. It's just right. So what we want is we want this edge here, because it's over 190mm up to there, and we're going to measure 17.5 across there and draw on our line to break the metal. What you need then is one of these, a great big permanent marker. Try not to smell it too often. Just wipe it across where you're going to mark your metal. Nice and thick, and let it dry a little. Okay, while you're doing that, remember to switch these things off, by the way, otherwise they burn up your batteries. You need your dividers, and you need to set these at 17.5, which is the width of our frame. So what I usually do is I put that edge there and they're nearly there, because this point here is going to run along the edge of the metal, so put it on the edge of the ruler, and then with the little windy button thing, wind it to, this is more difficult in mid-air, you can do it on the flat, wind it up to 17.5. Whoa. There we go, a little bit more. That's it. Okay. And then all you have to do, instead of fiddling around with squares and rulers, is just run it along the edge. One thing actually you must do first is make sure that you've got a nice square edge on your metal. Usually when you buy it, it comes out quite nicely. There we go, lovely straight edge all the way along there. And this square here, it's looking a bit rusty, this square. There we are, lovely right angle there. Okay, everything will be nice and square. So what you do is you get, I'll put it down here. Can you see that? You can, good. Alright, and then you're not drawing circles, you're drawing one straight line. So rest the sort of blunter edge there and just draw smoothly across all the way, and you can hear it digging into the metal slightly, which is great because it schools it. And do it one more time. You don't need to do this over and over again, we'll go through the line later. And here you've got this lovely straight line all the way along, and it'll be exactly the right width all the way, except possibly at the end where it sort of falls off round the corner. So there we are, your metal's marked, and the next video will show how we're going to remove this chunk so that we can start making our frames.